The movie I Am Number 4 introduced us to John Smith, an ordinary-looking teenager hiding an extraordinary secret. He was one of the last surviving members of the planet Lorien, hunted by a destructive alien race known as the Mogodorians. However, what we saw on the big screen was only a small fraction of the full story that unfolds in the books. Beyond the cinematic ending, the book series takes us on a gripping journey filled with survival, alliances, and epic battles that shape John's fate and humanity's. In this video, we'll tell you the full story and the ending that the canceled I Am Number 4 movie series never got to show. At the end of I Am Number 4, John Smith, also known as Number 4, is forced to flee Paradise, Ohio, after an intense battle with the Mogadorians, in which he loses his mentor and protector, Henri. Joined by Number 6 and his human friend Sam Good, John goes on the run, evading both the Mogodorians and Earth's authorities, who now see them as dangerous fugitives. Henry's death leaves a huge void in John's life, but it also strengthens his resolve to carry out the mission they were entrusted with. Finding and reuniting with the other members of the Guard, the young Loriens scattered across Earth. On the run, John, 6, and Sam assume new identities and constantly move from place to place to avoid being detected. During this time, John continues to develop his legacies, the special abilities he possesses as a Lorien, while 6, with her skill and combat experience, becomes an invaluable ally in his training and survival. Their decision to seek out the other Guard members is not only strategic, but deeply emotional. John understands that to stand a chance against the Mogadorian threat and protect humanity, the surviving Loriens must unite and combine their powers. This journey will not only lead them to discover more about their own origins and abilities, but also to build powerful bonds and face challenges that will test their courage and determination. The first major encounter happens with Number 9, a fierce warrior who had been captured and held at a Mogodorian base in West Virginia. While infiltrating the facility to retrieve John's Lorien chest, John and Sam discover and rescue 9, who then joins their cause. Meanwhile, in a convent in Spain, Marina, Number 7, has been secretly developing her legacies, despite receiving little support from her Sepan Adelina. Marina forms a close bond with Ella, a mysterious young girl who is later revealed to be Number 10, an additional member of the Guard who escaped on a second ship from Lorien. They survive Mogadorian attacks thanks to Number 6's help and decide to join the rest of the Guard. The team also brings in Number 8, a Lorien with the ability to teleport, whom they find in India. 8 has been leading a local resistance against the Mogodorians and joins the group, contributing his unique powers and strategic insight. As the Guard comes together, each member starts unlocking and mastering their legacies, the special abilities granted by their Lorien heritage. John, for example, develops telekinesis, the ability to communicate telepathically with animals, and the power to project light and heat from his hands. Through this process, he starts to emerge as the group's natural leader. His determination, courage, and focus on their mission earn him the trust of the rest of the Guard. Despite facing internal doubts and difficult choices, his empathy and bravery solidify his role as a central figure in the resistance against the Mogodorians. John's bond with Sam Good also grows significantly stronger. Sam, a human without any legacies, proves to be fiercely loyal and unbelievably brave. His deep knowledge of conspiracy theories and technology, combined with his relentless determination to find his missing father, makes him an essential part of the team. The friendship between John and Sam becomes a cornerstone for both of them, providing emotional and practical support during the most critical moments of their mission. During this stage, the Guard's powers continue to evolve. Marina, Number 7, develops a powerful water and ice legacy, allowing her to manipulate her surroundings both offensively and defensively. This becomes one of their most game-changing powers in battle. A major revelation comes when Ella, Number 10, is revealed to be a direct descendant of Sitrakus Ra, the leader of the Mogodorians. Although she was initially manipulated by him, she eventually breaks free of his control and plays a crucial role in the final showdown. Her genetic connection also helps explain her unique bond with the spirit of Lorien. It's also discovered that the spirit of Lorien has begun transferring its energy to Earth, selecting compatible humans to grant them legacies. One of the key points of this transformation takes place in a cave in India, where many humans start to develop powers. This marks the beginning of a new era, one where legacies are no longer exclusive to the Loriens. As the Garda grows stronger and more united, their clashes with the Mogodorians become more intense. These early battles give the Loriens a chance to test their abilities and tactics, helping them solidify their unity and resolve. But the Mogodorian threat goes beyond direct attacks. They begin using more subtle tactics, infiltrating Earth's society and manipulating government institutions to hunt down the Garda and undermine the human resistance from within. One of the most devastating moments comes with Number 5's shocking betrayal. Initially seen as an ally, 5 reveals his loyalty to the Mogodorians, acting as a double agent. His betrayal culminates in the tragic death of Number 8, whom he accidentally kills during a confrontation. His true target had been Number 9. The guard is left heartbroken and full of distrust, highlighting the dangers of division and misplaced trust. And the losses don't stop there. Throughout the war, several members and allies sacrifice their lives in the fight against the Mogodorians. These deaths take a heavy emotional toll on John and the rest of the Guard, reinforcing the seriousness of their mission and the urgency of stopping the invasion. John's bond with Number 6 grows out of mutual respect and deep camaraderie. However, he maintains a deep emotional connection with Sarah, his human love from paradise. Despite the distance and everything the war throws at them, their relationship becomes an emotional anchor, constantly reminding him of what they're fighting for. Though they're often apart for long stretches, the bond between them endures. Sarah never stops believing in John or supporting his cause from afar, and when they finally reunite, their connection proves to be stronger than ever. Over the course of the books, their love evolves from a teenage romance into a mature relationship, built on sacrifice, trust, and a shared desire to protect those they care about. This bond doesn't just give John strength, it humanizes his fight, reminding him what's at stake beyond the battlefield. Over time, the Guard fully embraces their role as the last defenders of both Lorien and Earth. This acceptance drives them to train harder and take on greater leadership responsibilities. Humanity also begins to rise up, inspired by the resistance. During the final phase of the war, John begins manifesting not just his own legacies, but also those of the other Guard members, becoming an exceptional figure. Eventually, he inherits the powers of Pittacus Lor, the most powerful of the ancient elders of Lorien, giving him powers no one had ever seen, and the strength to face Satracus Ra head-on. In the ultimate battle, Mark James, Sarah's ex and John's old rival, dies a heroic death while saving human lives. His sacrifice seals his redemption and earns the respect of everyone. This loss, added to so many others, leaves a deep emotional mark on John. But the most devastating blow comes when Sarah Hart is killed in combat. Her death shatters John completely. The girl who had always represented his most human, emotional connection is gone. It becomes a turning point in his life, leading him down a path of introspection and isolation. The final confrontation between the Guard and the Mogodorians, led by Satracus Ra, is the saga's epic climax. The surviving members of the Guard, along with human allies, prepare for a direct assault on the Mogodorians' main base in West Virginia. During the infiltration, the Guard faces fierce resistance. Number 9 loses an arm while attempting to strike Satracus Ra with the Voron dagger. Marina, Number 7, discovers she can cause him pain using her healing power, dealing a critical blow to the enemy. Number 4 unlocks his full potential, channeling all his legacies in a display of power that turns him into an unstoppable force. Thanks to this, he's finally able to defeat Satracus Ra and end his reign of terror once and for all. After the war and Sarah's death, John disappears from the world for a year, isolating himself in a cave to reflect and heal. It's a period of deep mourning and internal transformation. During this time, the spirit of Lorien remains active on Earth, and many humans continue developing legacies. Jon quietly keeps in touch with the others from a distance, watching as the world enters a new era, one in which the legacies no longer belong to just one race, but to a shared cause. With their leader defeated, the remaining Mogodorians either surrender or are eliminated. Earth is finally free, and the Guard's victory marks a new beginning for both Loriens and humans. After the final battle, Jon Smith, number 4, survives, though deeply marked by the losses he has endured. He becomes a true leader, respected by both his fellow Guard and the humans alike. The world begins to rebuild. Humanity now knows it's not alone and shows a willingness to collaborate with the Loriens. Some members of the Guard choose to remain on Earth, while others reflect on the possibility of restoring Lorien. Sam Good, Jon's best human friend, develops legacies of his own, suggesting a new age of connection between the two species. The spirit of Lorien is not dead. It lives on in its children and in the ideals they fight for. The saga's ending ties up the main story, but leaves the door wide open for what's next. It's a hopeful ending, marked by scars, but also by the promise of new beginnings. The movie was just the beginning, a phrase that takes on a whole new meaning once you learn the full story of number 4. What seemed like a sci-fi adventure on the big screen becomes, in the books, a powerful journey of war, identity, loss, and hope. Jon Smith didn't just fight to survive. He fought for the memory of a lost planet, for the bonds he created on Earth, and for a purpose greater than himself. From runaway teen to leader of an interplanetary revolution, his journey is one of growth, heartbreak, and redemption. If the movie left you wanting more, the books will give you the full universe that was always meant to be told. Let us know in the comments what you thought of this story. Did you already know the true ending of number 4? Or are you now inspired to read the entire saga? Because sometimes the real ending isn't on the screen. It's waiting in the pages to be discovered. And remember, if you enjoy this type of video, the best way to support me is by leaving a like, subscribing, and turning on the notification bell. See you in the next video.